I'm Nicole and today I'm going to make rotis and sambal.
I'm a food stylist, chef and cookbook author. They are Sri Lankan rotis because I am Sri Lankan and Sri Lankan food is really close to my heart. I think the best thing about making this dish is it brings me back to my childhood every time. It's one of those things that I've always wished Nana was going to make when I was coming over, you know.
Begin by rehydrating your mouldy fish. Place into a saucepan and let it simmer gently for 20 minutes. Next you need to rehydrate your coconut. Place your desiccated coconut into a bowl with a cup of milk, cling film it and pop it into the microwave for 2 minutes. So to begin making the rotis, take a large bowl and place equal amounts of plain flour and self-raising flour in the bowl. Finely chop your onions, your green chilli and your curry leaves.
So curry leaves are in everything that Sri Lankans cook. My parents have a massive tree in their backyard. It's called karapincha leaves in Sri Lankan. Oh, can you smell it already? Smells divine. I put these in omelettes. If I'm cooking anything savoury, they're amazing in omelettes. My dad used to make me omelettes with chilies and curry leaves in it when I was really young and they're just delicious. Everything's ready to go now. So both flours in here. Everything is mixed with the hands. We add a big knob of butter. It can be salted or unsalted butter. And you just want to get the bread, you know, that kind of crumb texture. You need a lot of salt in this, so I'll do a couple of big pinches of salt in there. Then the onions. That was a pretty big onion, so I'm only going to put half of it, or maybe a bit more than half, in there. All the curry leaves, the green chilli as well. Now I mix that together first, and then I'm going to add the liquid. So you can tell it's going to be a rich dough already because you can feel it, like you can feel that it's nice and soft. Now I'm going to add a handful of the coconut and I'm going to crack 1 egg into there. Okay, now it's going to get sticky. Just going to add a little bit to begin with. Get my hands in there. I think I added the perfect amount of milk and water because it's really sticky and moist and all the flour's incorporated, but it's all really nice and it's a feel thing. You know, you need to feel it and it needs to be nice and soft, which it is. So I'll probably add a little bit of flour when I'm rolling the balls, but that's it. Then I'll just get a plate and I'll oil the plate so that the balls don't stick to each other or the plate. And then you just leave them to rest for a little bit before patting them out and roti time! 12 little rotis ready to go. Cover these with cling film and leave them for a couple of minutes. In the meantime, we can make the roti. No, sorry. In the meantime, we can make the sambal and then we can cook these little babies off. So the base for this, the flavourings is onion, tomato, lime, red chilli, chilli powder and salt. So we always use red onion because there's a bit more colour to red onion. And it looks really nice in the sambal. And it's a bit of a milder flavour than normal onion as well. Me and my dad used to have kind of competitions of whose sambal tasted better. Dad's would be so spicy that if you weren't Sri Lankan, if you were Westerner, no chance. It was a little bit of a joke in my family when my friends would come over. More importantly, my boyfriends. My dad would put out some really hot curries and some really hot sambal on the table and then just wait for them to start sweating, like literally sweating, because the curries were far too hot for any Western palate. And he would actually respect my boyfriend more if he got through with it, like if he ate it and he really got it, because if he didn't, that was like a big sign of weakness for my father. That was his little test for my boyfriends. I literally guarantee it. If you like spicy food, if you like Sri Lankan or Indian cuisine, once you make this, you will continue to make it over and over again. It's refreshing, and we've got lots of lime in it as well. It's real islander when you think about it, isn't it? It's like real islander flavours. And the mouldy fish, not mouldy, Maldives, the stuff, the mouldy fish from the Maldives. That's a really unusual ingredient, I think, because basically she don't smell so good. Like, it is ultimately dried fish flakes, and you've got to kind of reconstitute them in hot water as well. But it gives the best flavour to sambals. Anything, if you go to an Indian, like not, you know, obviously if you go to an Indian supermarket it will have it, I think. we've got onions, red tomato, and now red chili in there. We're going to put some salt, a good couple of pinches of salt. We're going to take a good tablespoon of this stuff. That's all we need. It's a tablespoon, and I'm going to chop that really finely. It's like a chewy, smoky kind of fish. It's like smoky, dried flavour. And it's not strong, like I can eat a little, you know, bit of it and it's fine. But that in the sambal is going to give you like a really lovely chewy bite. Okay, but now we've got all that in there, I'm going to add a big heaped teaspoon of chili powder to start with, and then maybe a little bit more, and then we'll see. And next you want to squeeze some lime in to taste. Okay, so this bit, I'm going to mix everything now with my hands and squeeze it. So the salt will draw the moisture out of the onions and the tomatoes. And you have to do it this way. Like if you're one of those people that don't like getting your hands dirty, maybe ask someone else to do it for you. But this has to be done. This is the only way to squeeze all the moisture out of the onions and the tomatoes. And then that kind of creates the sauce base to coat all the coconut. You want to end up with kind of a wet paste. So the majority of the sambal is actually coconut. I start off with one 200-gram pack, use a handful or so for the rotis, and then the rest is the sambal. But it's perfect because you just need one pack of coconut. Okay, so that's that, and now I'm just mixing this in. Squelching. Now this is the perfect colour, so as long as it tastes good, I won't need to add any more chili. Now at this point you've got to taste it and see if it's where it's meant to be, and what you're looking for is kind of a spicy but refreshing kind of coconut hit.
Once you've mixed your sambal and you've tasted it and you're happy with your seasoning, you've added some salt or some lime or pepper, whatever it may need, then we can start cooking our rotis. You want to grab a medium-sized non-stick frying pan and get that on a really high heat. Once it's hot, flour a board and pat your roti down flat. Make it nice and thin. You can do it with your fingers or you can do it with a rolling pin. And throw your roti in. As soon as you've got a beautiful golden colour on each side, just take it out of the pan because they're cooked. Now that your rotis are cooked, serve with a big bowl of sambal, put it in the middle of the table and watch them disappear.
You can either have it as a starter like that, just rotis and sambal, or if you're doing a full-on Sri Lankan spread and you've got dal, you've got okra, you've got chicken and potato curry, biryani, everything, pilau, then it can just be like another thing on the table that people can get involved with. But usually when I cook, if the curries and stuff aren't ready, everyone just gets involved in the sambal and the roti, so you end up kind of eating it as a starter anyway.
I just quite like the fact that we've made this video now because it's online and everyone loves this recipe, but not everybody knows how to make it, so now they can just get online and watch it. Boom.
Boom.
Boom, boom.
Where's the box?
Bye!